So the newest Toy Story is out, and it was really average. I had just about zero expectations for it overall because I try to avoid trailers like the plague. But as I was buying tickets, I saw that it received some pretty solid critical praise, so I began to be optimistic. Then after I watched the movie, I remembered why I don't like Rotten Tomatoes. Toy Story 4 has some good things going for it, don't get me wrong, but the things that I enjoyed about it weren't enough to get me past the story. So first I want to talk about this plot. The plot follows a pretty standard Toy Story formula. You have a toy that gets separated from the rest, they work to get back, and they learn something along the way. But what makes this one so redundant is that the plot structure is all over the place. The primary mission to save Forky could have been completed super early on in the film, but everything that prolongs the runtime is either a side quest or a dumb mistake. And my goodness, does that get annoying. The whole Bo Peep side quest is caused by Woody stopping and looking at a window. The mission to save Forky is almost done halfway through the movie, but then someone slips and falls, causing them to fail, and then they're like, we can't do it, we're just not good and we can't. Yes, you can! You just slipped and fell! Then the actual mission gets finished about 2/3 in. Then the remaining third of the runtime is just Woody and Forky doing more side quests to help this China doll out. Like, let me just compare that with the plot of Toy Story 3. In this one, all of the toys are working together to escape from the daycare. There is a clear objective, and the object that is keeping them from escaping is not a slip-up or an accident, but instead it's Lotso. Lotso's a great antagonist because he gives the toys a clear obstacle to overcome. This China doll is not a good villain because she hardly stands in the way. Honestly, if everyone in Toy Story 4 had just listened to the presented plan and weren't being dumb, the movie would have been over in half the time. That is not good writing. My second problem with Toy Story 4 is that it doesn't feel like it continues the franchise at all. Like, it'd be one thing if they made this movie with a clear story to tell, but this one just feels so separated from the rest, you can hardly call it a Toy Story movie. And I want to say this is mostly to blame on the fact that Toy Story 3 already has a beautiful conclusion. It allowed Andy to move on while never giving up his childlike spirit. It allowed the toys to continue helping a child in a new home. It's everything you could have asked for from all of the characters. So then, everything in Toy Story 4 has to be set up with a flashback that did not even take place in the original trilogy. In fact, this whole movie could just be a solo film for how disconnected it is from the previous films. Despite how flawed the writing is, it does have its ups. It was pretty funny, there were a handful of scenes that had me laughing pretty hard. Also, I'm just a sucker for beautiful animation, and this one did not disappoint in that area. It was really cool being able to tell what each toy was made out of compared to their environment because of how good everything looked. Honestly, I just wish that Disney would remaster the first two films. I would absolutely buy a ticket to a reanimated Toy Story 1 with the technology that Pixar has now. All in all, this one isn't bad, it's cute, it has good moments, it's endearing, but for me, it feels like this whole movie was just trying to be a bunch of endearing moments. And when everything's endearing, nothing is. 4 out of 10 from me, beautiful look, messy writing. And I am done.